Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to simply create a test framework and simple test case using Thucydides framework. First of all, I'm opened my best IDE, IntelliJ IDE, and there I create a new project with Maven and Thucydides archetype. For that reason, I'm adding a new archetype and going to the official Thucydides website where I can take a group ID for archetype and the artifact ID. One more thing that we need to put into parameters, it's a version of Thucydides gbehave archetype. For that reason we go into Maven repository and look the latest version. It's 09268. So we are putting it there, and okay, our archetype is ready. Let's press next. Group ID, it's a project ID. We're going to write Magento test cases, so we give it name Magento, for example, com. Let it be web tests. Click next. So almost ready to generate the project, but we need to specify the Maven directory where the Maven installed. If it's not in the path, and click next. The directory where we should put, let's leave it like this and finish. Okay. In the IDE console we can see how executed the generation of the project. It's done. So let's look what we have, what we had after generation. We also need to enable import changes for Maven libraries, and I enable an auto import. So now we have working Thucydides framework with a simple test cases, which is verify the wiki functionality. To run them, we need to run as unit tests. The test is running, and we can see how it performed. Browser is opened, and some actions are performed that implemented in the test case. They are finished. We see that all test cases are passed. After that we can generate a report and look how it's look like our reports. Plugins, Thucydides aggregate. This is a command which generates a HTML report with a beautiful structure. We can view this report in the directory, the root directory of the project. We have directory target, site, Thucydides, and we need to find index HTML file. which is opens the report. As you see, two scenarios were run. We see that only two test cases we have, and we can open directly each test case and look for the steps which were performed with the screenshots and so on. Okay, let's now implement our test case, our own test case for Magenta. But first of all, I want to describe a little a structure framework. The bottom package resources contains a story file in which we put test cases in gbehave format. gbehave supports given, when, then structure of requirements. Test cases use this structure, and it is very close by meaning for developers and business. Story files can be also structured into categories that will help in finding proper test case and put new one into correct category. For any project, first of all we create a scope of test cases which cover all functionality of the website, and then during the implementing of them we can see the progress of developing the application and the website. For default Magenta we already prepared the scope of test cases, and I'm only copy them into my project. So I'm going to the package where I put these test cases in gbehave format and put them into my new test framework, like this. Okay, let's look at them. Yes, we see that different categories of test cases related to the different features of the web store. It's account features, admin features, catalog features, checkout, and so on. We can delete now the default Thucydides web stories like this. Yes, we are ready. The middle package on the test directory contains classes which are used to run all stories together. In this case we use acceptance test suite, which extends Thucydides JUnit story, and we can create for each story file a separate Java class and run a separate story. For example, we create in a Java class, let's name it develop, like a story file, and extend it Thucydides JUnit story. Difference one, we use this extend Thucydides JUnit stories, and there in this case class will execute only test cases from the story develop, so the name should be the same. Let's check it. We can run develop. These test cases are not implemented, and we see that in the log that steps are pending status, has pending status. Let's run all the test cases and see what we have. A lot of test cases need to run. You see there's a lot of logs. Right. All test cases now we have in pending status. Almost finished. after stories, right? And we can generate the report and look how looks our report at the beginning of the project when we have only requirements and any test case were not implemented. Ready? Let's open the report. Target, site, Thucydides, index HTML. And you can see we have 158 test scenarios. Oh, 2 of them are from the Thucydides default framework. We need to clear the old report. Let's do it. So we only have to delete the target directory and run once more again all test cases to generate all files again and then generate the report. Let's wait a little bit. After stories finished, and generate the report. Ready. Let's open it. Sites, Thucydides, index HTML. Cool. We can see 157 pending test cases. Let's move to IDE and look to the another resources that we have in framework. So these two classes to run the test cases. This class contains the implemented steps. You can see there the steps from the deleted story. On the main package you can see 2 directories, pages and steps. In steps package we put classes with intermediate steps of the test case. They are low level steps, usually given when then steps split into several more simple steps. It helps to understand all actions executed by test case and then view them in report. High level steps also can be used several times in different test cases, as well as low test steps. In page directory, implemented a practical well-known page object pattern. The main purpose of it is to split the application into pages, which represents your application during UAT. This pattern also helps to solve the problem of maintainability of the test cases, because it is not the secret that applications very often are changing, and if we look into some page we will see that we have locators in the top. You see that web element is a locator of the elements on the page. This is the addresses to element on this page. We use different type of how to find this element, and also methods, which represents the actions on the page which can be performed only on this page. So in case when some pages has been changed, we had not to search all places in framework and change methods and locators. We only need to change it in one page.